Rugby League, a form of rugby played in teams of 13, originally by a group of Northern English clubs which separated from rugby union in 1895. In other words, one of the greatest sports in the world. Growing up, I remember watching players such as Sonny Bill Williams rip through the NRL, supporting the London Broncos and, following in my older brother's footsteps, I knew that a career in rugby was my way forward. Pulling on a cherry and white jersey, the same colours that legends such as Billy Boston and Martin the Fire have worn in the seasons of yesteryear, is a surreal experience. There are no words to describe the feeling in your belly when you first step out onto the pitch. The same pitch that has seen defeats and triumphs, outstanding new signings.
The crowd here at the DW Stadium are hearing your announcement about the return of Sam Tompkins to the Wigan Warriors.
And where we said goodbye to legendary players. Now, it's my turn. It's my turn to follow in the footsteps of all the players that I've idolised. I want to do my family proud as I make my name in the Wigan Warriors first team squad.
I'm Kai Piscitelli, 20 years old, and I play second row / centre. Well, growing up, I started watching Super League when I was pretty young actually. Started off actually the Leeds Rhinos was my childhood team. I had to watch my older brother play rugby. He started first 2 years before me, and yeah, I mean when I saw him playing rugby as well, that's what made me want to get on and do that as well. As you know, someone I look up to really, and his, you know, big brother is just a big role in my life for me.
I would say growing up, because I worked full time, I put them into rugby very young as well. So it was either he was either at school or he was at rugby.
We played London in my first year here as coach in 2019, and I think it was the third game of Super League once they'd been promoted, and in their under-19s academy game before we played, he was playing in that particular game. So I remember watching him thinking he's someone that I think we need to, you know, be great at our club. So you know, we started the process then of identifying who he was, watching him a little bit more, and as it got on, he was certainly that player that we need here, and then aggressively went to recruit him, and that's how we ended up at the club.
It's quite rare that someone, especially from down south, you know, signs up for a northern team, especially of, you know, the grade that Wigan's at. And I mean, there was a lot of pressure. Yeah, a lot on my back. I know I'm thinking about the sort of the players I'm playing with and the people I'm being coached with and stuff. It put a lot on me at first, you know, and obviously there's a big move as well. But as you know, as you get on with it, and as I started to train more of the boys and stuff, you know, it starts to feel a lot better really, and I can ease off a little bit more. You know, it was quite a big move for me. I'd never really left home before, not for more than a few weeks really. And yeah, I'd definitely say Willie, you know, from day one was really friendly with me and sort of took me under his wing and just showed me around everywhere and stuff, and just taught me how to do certain things, even to this day really, on the pitch and stuff. And when we're training, it'll be like, you know, oh, do more of this, don't do as much of that. And yeah, no, I'll say Willie's like my, he's like my dad of Wigan really.
I would pretty much say all of their lives was really based around rugby, and I think I just felt that was really important for them as well, because it's really been just me and the boys, and there's not been a sort of big family around us. So I felt like at least with getting them involved in rugby, it's like a kind of a family outside of a family. And because there was so much rugby going on, it just felt like they were sort of involved and had that sort of sense of identity with lots of different kind of groups really.
You know, when the boys are playing and, you know, watching them play is great, and it, you know, it makes you want to be there with them. You know, whether that's training or maybe even just, you know, the gym part, you're all part of a team, and being around the boys who, you know, it's almost like your family really, day in, day out you're with, it inspires me to want to play really, and it makes, you know, where there's competition and stuff as well, it makes it a lot more interesting.
now onto the field for the Warriors to make his debut. You can see him there, the number 34. Yeah, you won't miss him, will you? He's a big, tall thing. Mentioned before.
So it was lovely to see Kai make his debut. And obviously against St Helens as well. It's obviously it was a difficult match because it was quite a lot of the younger players playing.
That's the exciting part about coaching, and one thing that's always been great about Wigan is the strength of their academy and the scholarship program and the coaches at that level, how outstanding they are. So, what me as a coach, my philosophy is, I enjoy developing the young players and giving them an opportunity, and we've certainly played a lot of those over my time here already, and there's a lot more to come, and there's a couple of young ones there that I'm looking forward to helping develop over the next short term and getting them involved as well. We miss our fans, we talk about them every week, and it's been a long time. We play rugby league to entertain, and part of the atmosphere and part of the reason why we love rugby league is because of our fans. So we haven't had them available to us, and we're looking forward to that day where they're welcome back to DW Stadium.
Knowing that I had friends and family watching, fans even as well, watching on the camera and on Sky, that felt amazing. But without fans, it just felt obviously less of an atmosphere. On the pitch it still was a competitive match, and it still felt the same when I was out there. But it would have been great to have fans there as well, to be able to a bit of noise and bring some more fire to the game. To this day, it's sort of unknown how it happened. It was 3-4 weeks before the start of the season, literally just running normally indoors, and I just felt it a bit stiff. My knee went a bit stiff, and I just thought, I'll carry on. A few days later, it felt a bit worse, and before I knew it, I was sort of saying to the physios that I can't train on this, and got it scanned, and I had a cartilage damage in my knee.
Yeah, it's a difficult injury that he's been diagnosed with in the knee, where it was bone on bone, and it looked like he might have been out for up to 9 months at one stage. So luckily we got some good news back to say that it wasn't as worse as we first thought, and it was a short turnaround for him. So he's been injured and recovering in rehab over the last, since the Super League started. I'm looking forward to him playing and playing a role here at this club, and he's certainly, as mentioned earlier, he has a persona about him and a presence about him, which, when he plays, I'm sure all the Wigan fans will notice.
That's horrible, especially, when it's after a massive pre-season as well. All those early mornings, even here running up and down the stadium at 7 in the morning in the freezing cold, and you feel like it's all building towards the season and towards the start, and to have an injury come out of nowhere 3-4 weeks before the season was meant to begin, it's just, mentally it hurts, I'm not going to lie, it really does.
I think Kai's he's very strong-minded, and he doesn't wear his heart on his sleeve, Kai, anyway, really. I think as a family we've always had this thing of it could be worse, we just need to get on and be positive about it. And slightly everything happens for a reason. I know that sounds a bit like a cliche, but just that feeling of if it's happened, it's happened. So I can't change that. So now I just need to be positive. Because I think what can happen with sort of mental health in sport, with situations like that, is it's a kind of horrible thing if you start to feel negative about things like that, and it can be quite a slippery slope. And I think particularly for Kai, being up there away from sort of all his family and his friends, I think it's good that he's got the mentality that he has got.
At first I was a bit, I didn't have, my head was all over the place with the injury and stuff, but the thing is when you're around the boys and in the right hands, I trust the physios, and I feel like, it clears your head a lot more, and I know I'm going to come back, bounce back stronger and better than before, really. He's got a presence about him. He's 6'6", he's a big body,
very mobile, but what Kai has got, what a lot of other players haven't got, is the ability to offload and bring an unpredictability to our game. So not only has he got a great size and is a big, strong player, he's got a great offload and basketball skills about him. And I think, you know, once he gets a little bit more time in the squad, I think he'll make a big difference to Super League and to our club.
You know, I get some DMs sometimes saying, "Oh, I hope you're all right, mate," and throughout my injury and stuff. And even just in general, I get people saying, you know, "I can't wait to see you out there." And no, the fans are great. They're really, really positive as well. You know, I haven't had any negative comments before from any fans, which is great. And yeah, I mean, I'm just hoping soon to be out there for them, really. I guess only time can tell.